Israel, the United States, and other allies are on high alert for possible retaliation by Iran and Hezbollah after a pair of high-profile assassinations. CBS News has learned attacks on Israel could be launched with little to no warning. Yesterday, President Biden, alongside leaders of Britain, France, Germany, and Italy, issued a joint statement calling on Iran to stand down on its threats against Israel. It also said they discussed the, quote, serious consequences for security if Iran does attack. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio is in Tel Aviv, Israel, covering this. Ramy, first, let's back up a little bit because there are often so many, forgive the wording, tit for tats here. How did we get to this point, and what is Iran saying about potential retaliation?
Lindsay, hi there. Yeah, well, the most proximate reason for where we are right now are the twin high-profile assassinations that happened 2 weeks ago. The first assassination happened in Lebanon, and it was the death of Hezbollah leader Fuad Shukr at the hands of Israel. The Israel military did acknowledge that. The other one happened a day later on July 31st. That was even more high-profile. Hamas's chief of its political wing, Ismail Haniyeh, and Israel has not acknowledged that assassination, but Iran does lay the blame on Israel's military, and Israel's military, for its part, has not commented. In terms of what Iran is saying, in terms of any retaliation, they say that Israel has brought it upon themselves. They've labeled Israel as the aggressor, and they say that because of Israel's actions, they have the right to retaliate. But as you say, if we want to walk this further back, past 2 weeks ago, there are a number of tit-for-tat retaliations, strikes back and forth. We could keep on going far back into the distant past.
Certainly. So what is the United States positioning if Iran retaliates? Could we see increased involvement?
Sure. Well, the positioning militarily is there. We have been seeing that over the past week and a half or so. Right now, we know that the USS Abraham Lincoln Aircraft Carrier Strike Group has been ordered to speed up its sailing from the Western Pacific. The last known position was about 20 days ago off the coast of Western Hawaii, and it is sailing towards the Mideast. It is equipped with F-35 fighters. In addition, the Pentagon has also publicly acknowledged the presence and the deployment of the USS Georgia. This is a submarine that has cruise missiles, Tomahawk missiles that are mostly used for offense. In addition, that will be supplementing what's already here in the Mideast. The additional F-18 fighters that arrived last Monday, and then F-22 fighters that arrived on Thursday. All of this to say is that the force posture of the United States is increasing. And what would it do if Iran did decide to do those retaliatory strikes? They would do potentially the same thing that they did exactly 4 months ago this evening, which is to target drones and missiles that were coming from Israel. And we know that 4 months ago, the United States helped down about 80 drones and about 6 cruise or ballistic missiles.
You had mentioned the twin assassinations, Ramy. One was a part of the ceasefire talks between Israel and Hamas. Where do those talks stand right now?
Sure. Well, we're 2 days away from at least the date of those talks. So we understand those will be held in Qatar. And right now, they are still set to go ahead. Where it stands is that Israel has said that they will attend. However, Hamas, just in the past 36, 48 hours, has said that in a statement, they said that they wanted to go back to a proposal that they had agreed to from early July. They didn't say that they wouldn't not attend the ceasefire talks this Thursday, but they're saying that they want to go back to that. In addition, we also know that the U.S. is sending the president's envoy to the Middle East, Brett McGurk, and there is talk and expectation that at some point Secretary of State Antony Blinken will attend. There had also been talk, by the way, that Iran might send a delegation, but just in the past hour or so, the Iranian delegation at the United Nations said that they have not been part of the indirect talks, and they don't plan on sending any delegation to those talks.
Okay, Ramy, appreciate that last update. Thank you.